Hello friends, Bradley J here. I'm a professional musical theater nerd and I specifically love helping people learn how to sing their favorite musical theater songs. Today we are going to be learning Sun is Gonna Shine, which is the Act 2 opener to Bright Star. Now in this song, Steve Martin and Edie Brickell, they weave this Appalachian type folk song made of little building blocks that all form together into a much larger tapestry. And I'm excited to share a couple of things with you as we learn this. So the first thing I want to say is that you're going to have a lot of little pieces of this. This is kind of it's sort of a partner song, but more specifically, this is a song where when we start layering these things together, the different rhythms that we have in each of the building blocks fit into the cracks of each of other melodies. So I think you'll see that a little bit more clearly once we get into it. But just keep in mind that if I'm going to sing something long, like the opening line, lonely, that's going to present something broad, and then maybe the next one is going to be a little more in the middle of that. Da 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 da. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. So in this video, we are going to specifically look at the named characters, people who are identified by Alice, Mama, Daddy Kane. We're going to go over all of those principal parts, and we'll deal with the ensemble in a different video. But to illustrate this point of building blocks, let's look at measure 9. This is where Alice has the first little bit, these first 8 measures. We have lonely, 1, 2. She sings lonely, broken feeling, lonely to my soul. Try that with me. 2, 3, and go. Lonely, broken feeling, lonely to my soul. It feels resolved. It feels like it's over. But it also is very broad. This is an open kind of melody that allows some space in between. And here's Mama's part. Here's You Got the Power. This goes, you got the power, you got the faith, you got the strength to go on. You got the light, you get the way, we're never all alone. Sing with me. 2, Mama goes, you got the power, you got the faith, you got the strength to go on. You got the light, you got the way, we're never all alone. Yes. You'll notice that the next building block is actually just another Alice, and it's pretty much the same as we got before. Let's go on with So Long, 2, and here we go. Guess what? Mama's gonna have the same exact kind of answer to that. And you got to fight when we got, Mama is so encouraging here, 2, and here we have the old dark cloud. Alice finishes that up. Okay. Now we've gotten to the chorus of the song, but we're going to have yet another sort of a building block. And this is The Sun is Gonna Shine Again. You'll notice that all of these are pretty concise, but ooh, they're so satisfying, aren't they? So here's The Sun Is, and this is actually getting into our next concept, which is that Edie Brickell, Steve Martin, they know what they're doing. They have set this really beautifully. We have a lot of these 1 and, 3 and, or maybe syncopations, maybe they're tucked in, but these kind of like and it's set perfectly with gonna. Sun is gonna shine again. So I would encourage you to just give that a little bit of weight on that downbeat and then kind of back off. Stress, unstress, if you will. Sun is gonna shine again. It doesn't have to be overly musical. It just has to deliver, because this is a vernacular song sung by ordinary people, okay? Let's do this chorus. It goes like this. 2, 3. The sun is gonna shine again. 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 Sing that with me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. The sun is gonna shine again. The sun is gonna shine again. The sun is gonna shine again. Margo picks it up at the top of the next page. Guess what? She's got a theme you know too, and here we go. Long enough. Another character. You got the look. we start kind of peppering in all of these different characters who are also going to be encouraging a different person. No, it's not Mama encouraging Alice. Now we've got Edna and Florence encouraging Margo as we go. So now we're at that next chorus. Since we have two people singing it, let's actually vary it up a little bit. So Edna and Florence are going to have a little duet. Depending on who is singing the top and who is singing the bottom, you might have part of the melody, you might have part of the harmony. So here's the top part first. This is the sun is. It goes like this. The sun is gonna shine again. 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 Hanging out there. If I'm going to sing the bottom part, I'm going to have a little bit of a melody, then a little bit of harmony, then a little bit of melody. The sun is gonna shine again. 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 When it goes together, it's going to sound like this. 2. Here we go. Here's the deal, my friends. Going on to this next part is going to be Daddy Kane at measure 73. This will sort of sound familiar. It will sort of start to be like, I think we've sung this before, but this is actually a slight variation. So here's Something Tells Me. This part is now filling in some of the other cracks that is going to be, that we haven't sung yet. We haven't sung this rhythm. It's going to go like this. Something tells me it'll be alright. Something tells me it's gonna be okay. You'll notice that at gonna be okay, we again employ that that sort of stress unstress. It's not written like we've seen it yet, even still. It's yet another variation, but it's the same idea of gonna. Okay? Here's something. Measure 73. 2. Here we go. Nice. Then, if we turn the page one more time to Something Tells Me, Mama and Daddy Kane are going to start having some harmonies. So here's the Mama part at measure 81. 2. She has. Sound familiar? Here's the Daddy Kane part. 2. She has. When they are singing together, it's going to sound a little like this. That's what we got. Alice, meanwhile, has a little oh going on. This, again, is going to sound sort of familiar, but with a slight variation. Alice, at measure 81, has oh, so alone. Margo, Edna, and Florence are going to have a slightly different thing that we will deal with in the other video. As a real quick highlight, if I'm on the top, if I'm in the middle, if I'm on the bottom. So hopefully that will help you. Now, what I would like to actually go on to is when we start having all of these things meld together. So you'll notice that at measure 89, sun is gonna shine again. That top staff, sung by Alice and Margo, is going to continue on with kind of the part that we know. There is a little bit of a divisi there at the end of the phrase. It goes like this. The other part is a little more predictable. Okay, that then is going to be kind of tucked in the middle of something, yet again, that is a little bit new. Here's Mama at measure 89, and this rhythm is going to go like this. Something tells me it'll be all right, and the melody is going to sound like this. 1. Something tells me it'll be alright. Something tells me it's gonna be okay. Sing that with me. Here's the mama. 2. Ready? And we have. If I'm singing Daddy Kane, it's going to be pretty similar to that rhythmically. This is what your part will sound like. Something tells me it'll be alright. Something tells me it's gonna be okay. Try that with me. 2. Here you go. Together, Mama and Daddy are gonna have 2. Here we go. 1. Go. Meanwhile, over the top of that, we've got sun is gonna shine again. So this is the part where the kind of, it's getting a little exciting to be layering all of these things together, okay? Now, if we go one more section, we have the same thing that Mama and Daddy had. They continue. So let's take a look at that. Just our something tells me. The A habit measure 97. 2, 3, and 4, and 4. One more variation that we're going to layer on the top of this is Alice has this kind of almost soaring descant over the top. The clouds are rolling, rolling on by. The clouds are rolling on by. And I think we have Margo that's singing with her as well still at that point, okay? So if I'm going to be singing the top part of the on by, it's going to stay on the C. If I'm going to be doing on by on the bottom part, it's going to be F, E. Here is the clouds are rolling. 1 and 2, and here we go. And the clouds are rolling. There we go. You'll notice at the end of this section, we have now gotten to a part where each of these individual characters have been singing and kind of almost soothing themselves and each other and encouraging and lifting each other up. And by the time we get to this at measure 113, we are all joined together. Musically, what's happened is that we have moved from something called polyphony, where lots of different voices are doing different things at the same time. Now we have things moving to different notes, but the same rhythms at the same time. And in music, we call this homophony. This is polyphonic structure, homophonic structure. But that is a big musical technical way to actually kind of demonstrate what these characters are going through. They've kind of, a slightly devastating thing has happened at the end of Act 1. And we start this Act 2 kind of telling ourselves and the audience, stay with us for a little bit longer. The story is not finished. So, my friends, go through and see what you want to put together and see which building blocks are going to be helpful for you to be learning in this. There's going to be a separate video that's actually going to just be dealing with the chorus parts in this. Kind of breaking it down, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, as best we can in this arrangement. And then grab some friends, start putting this together. There'll be yet another video that will have the accompaniment for this. So when you are ready to sing this together, head on over to that video and start singing. All right, thanks so much. Sun is gonna shine.